Hello and welcome to today's video. We are here for episode number 9 of Bread Bowl. So we are at the second half of the season now. Obviously, to tell everybody about that, we have 16 episodes in a season. And this is the 9th episode, so we passed the halfway point through the first season of Bread Bowl. Super exciting to be here, and we will continue through February. And when February is over, we will have time to think about the series, think it over, and see if we're going to continue. But this week, news-wise, we're breaking down news into both episodes. And for that, we're talking about things that I bought that you can expect in upcoming videos this week and next week. And, things to expect throughout February, I guess, for videos. So right now, I'm going to tell you a couple things, and the next episode we'll talk about more things. So, the first thing, I bought 3 snack boxes of stuff, noodles, things like that, from Korea. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a whole thing. We did a box like this of stuff that I bought from Amazon last year, but this is like an actual entire company that they make these boxes and send them out to every different place. We can figure out what each one is. I'll let you guys know here. But the website, first of all, is called Snack Fever, so if you guys want to check that out. So, I ended up buying 3 different boxes. There's the website. Alright, so, they have subscriptions. I'll consider that at a later date. Oh boy. But yeah, you can subscribe to it. But the thing that I bought was I bought the Chicken Mania box. This is sort of what reminded me to buy it. So it's basically all things that are chicken flavored. So there's a bunch of noodles, different ramen noodle bowls and things like that. Then there's some other like spicy noodles and all this stuff. There's a lot of things here. There's one that looks like there's soy sauce chips. That's cool. Also some socks with chickens on it. So, then there's chicken flavoring and all that stuff. So it's a pretty cool box. The other thing I bought was a pink box. So this is supposed to be like a Valentine's Day theme. I figured, alright, it's February. We'll buy this one. So, interesting. Alright, so this one comes with a little plush thingy, which we'll talk about later. There's some cotton candy gum things, which is interesting. There's some jellies. There's gummies. Chocolate. There's some stir-fry recipe thing, or stir-fry, I guess. Okay. And then the last thing that we bought was like a birthday themed one. So I figured since my birthday's in February, that I would buy a birthday one because it should come in like a week or two. Because I ordered it today, which is the 1st. So it should be here in about 5 to 20 days, so that's about, the month. So we should have it around my birthday, if it comes later, since our birthday's on the 16th. So this one comes with a bunch of different noodles and things, stuff that people eat on their birthday. And it's got like some little flowers, which are like popular. So that's one of the things I bought. The other thing, so you can expect 3 videos for that, which will be in a couple weeks. I gotta change the one on here, because I do. The other thing is I'm gonna make a video talking about all the stuff that I have for studying Korean. I have one thing that's coming tomorrow for my iPad, which I'm waiting for, just to have everything that I bought for that purpose, and then we'll make a video probably sometime next week. Because over here I got a stack of books, and an iPad, and then the last thing that I purchased. So we'll make that video Probably next week it'll go up. So that's that. Then tomorrow we'll talk about the other stuff that I purchased and videos to look for. So, this episode is going to be spicy. But first, I'll let you guys know what tomorrow's episode is. So tomorrow is the Super Bowl. And I like football. So I'm going to, for the first time ever, make a video give my predictions on a football game. I got a whole list of all the predictions that I previously made from a bunch of different seasons for the Super Bowl. And tomorrow, you guys will know my prediction for Super Bowl 53. If you guys can't tell by my hat, which is LA, I'm sure you guys can tell. You probably figured I was going to pick the Rams anyways, but we're going to break that all down. But today, we're going to talk about why Fortnite is ruining gaming and gaming culture. So, there's this video game out there, if you guys didn't know. It's called Fortnite. And Fortnite is a really bad game. I played it before it got popular, when it wasn't like absolutely trash and they just keep adding dumb things and everybody hypes it up. But here's how it's ruining gaming. Everybody expects everything to be like Fortnite. So, if it's a bad game, nobody cares anymore. Because everybody likes Fortnite, right? So, everybody expects it to be like Fortnite. But the other thing is it pushes games towards, you know, other companies making things like Battle Royales, which aren't fun. Like, Battle Royale games are just not an interesting thing, an exciting thing, something that anybody wants to do. So, that's that. Fortnite in general is kind of a meme. You know, all the dudes doing those dances that people think are cool. I went to a lacrosse game the other week at the casino, and they had Fortnite dance cam or something, and you know, they put the cameras on people. They want people to do Fortnite dances, and I'm like, oh my god. So, yeah, that's kind of just toxic. You can go to the store and see a million things to get Fortnite shirts with the dances on them. So I really like the people that are out here that are copyright, that are saying, oh, that's my dance. I like that. I think that's a good thing. They shouldn't be ripping off dances that somebody else used, whether it's for music or something like that. I think that's a good thing to go after the company for doing that. You know, they want to use your dance and not, you know, give you credit for being your dance. I think that that's a good thing. And in general, you know, Fortnite is just ruining gaming in a bigger sense. People that like to make videos on YouTube of whatever are sort of forced into this one section. That's even like the same thing for Twitch. It's the same type of thing. Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform you're on. People that do that, do the gaming, which is most of Twitch, and then a portion of YouTube, are sort of forced into this one section where you have to play Fortnite. Make a clickbait video that says, I got a victory royale, or Superman's in the game, or I don't even know, look at my shitty dance move. But, you know, I think in general it's just pushing YouTube gaming and gaming in general on the internet to a point where it shouldn't go. And gaming in the future will be heavily impacted by the overhype of a free video game. Like, Fortnite is just one of those games that I can't wait for it to, like, fade away and not be popular. The other thing about it is, the funniest thing is some of the things that came out of Fortnite. Like Ninja. Ninja says that he was popular before. Nobody knew who Ninja was before Fortnite. Before Drake played Fortnite with him, should we say. I'm thinking of that dude on New Year's trying to get over to Floss in Times Square. Yeah. But that dude, like, everybody gasses up that dude now. So that's toxic. What else was there that it is. Oh yeah, crediting Ninja for making esports popular when he didn't do anything because he doesn't play esports. Yeah, esports I feel is more popular. I mean, the thing about esports, we talked about this with a lot of stuff with the Overwatch League. Esports has been popular in like Korea for 20 years. Like, that's why all the Korean teams win in like all the different esports tournaments. That's why you look at something like Overwatch League, and there are 4 teams that have all Korean rosters. Seoul, New York, London, and Vancouver all have all Korean rosters, and a majority of the other teams have Korean players. I don't think that there's really many teams that don't have a Korean player. I know Paris doesn't, but I don't really know what other team doesn't have a Korean player. Maybe one of the other Chinese teams, maybe the Hunters do. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into the rosters of those 3 teams, but or 3 of the ones because I know Shanghai does. They already have Korean players, but still, I mean, esports has been a thing in Korea for a long time, and I think that it wasn't really until last year that esports kind of took off more in America. And I would credit that more to Overwatch League than anything else. Obviously, there's other games that have big tournaments, Call of Duty, things like that. I know that was popular a couple years ago. What else was there? I don't know, but there's some other things. Was League of Legends popular? I don't know. Thinking of games that are popular. There's other games that are smaller tournaments. You got like 2K and Madden. Those have like small little tournaments, but for something, I think Overwatch League sort of took it more mainstream. They said, all right, in other countries, like we'll take Korea's example because that's the country that esports is really popular in originally, was Korea's not that big of a country, right? They have like 2 cities that are really, really big. So you can't really market teams like that in other countries. And that's the same thing you see with like, you know, soccer in Europe. It's a similar thing. They're sort of like marketed to the whole area. So with Korea, they don't really like say, oh, this team is from Seoul, this team is from Busan, this team is from, you know, another smaller city. But, you know, they don't really do that. It's like, all right, one of them for Overwatch was from Busan and they said it in their name. But they don't really market the teams like city-based. But you come to America, and sports in America has always been city-based. Way back to baseball, like 1880, something like that. You know, then you had football, things like that. NFL, and then, you know, basketball. So all these sports have always been city-based. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, you know, whatever else you want. Boston. All these different places have had their teams, and most of those cities have teams, you know, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever. What is another major sport? Hockey. That's the other one. Those are the 4 big sports. But those ones are based, like, within cities. So, to make esports popular in America, to do it city-based, like the Overwatch League, I think was a great idea. You made these teams based, again, in the cities. New York, Los Angeles, Houston, Boston. I'm saying the same cities over and over. What else? What's a new one? Atlanta. And then, you know, sort of make it global to put other ones in there. You got the teams in Europe like Paris, London, then you got Seoul in Korea, and then you got Shanghai and Guangzhou, Chengdu, and what's the other one? I don't know. The one more in China. And you got teams in Canada, Toronto and Vancouver. So to make it global, I think it's a really good way to do it. So I think if anything's going to get credit for making esports popular in America, it's Overwatch League. Plus, back to my complaint about Fortnite. Fortnite won't work as an esport. Fortnite's one of those games that it all just comes down to being luck-based. There's not necessarily a huge amount of required talent. Now, sure, you have to be able to aim and hit your shots, and certain people are better at the game than others, so there is a talent gap, but it's not like a big thing like, you know, we're using Overwatch as an example. That's got a very big talent gap from bronze to top 500. There's a big gap. Between being really good and really bad at Fortnite, there isn't as much. It's one of those games that just doesn't work as an esport. You know, it's like saying, let's make Mario Kart an esport. That's not going to work, you know? It's too just like a random. And, you know, say something even like Pokemon doesn't really work as an esport. It just doesn't work. It's just too much like, this can happen, but it might not. You know, you get a crit on somebody, you can get, you know, certain things that will happen that you know, the crits are really like the main thing that makes it not work as an esport, because you can be like, alright, this is how much damage I'm going to do to this Pokemon, but then, you know, you don't count in a crit, and then you die. So, something like that. And Fortnite's a similar situation. If you play the game right, you can make it to the end with no items, or, like, very little. I remember when I did play it back in late 2017, I made it pretty far in the game without really doing anything. Like, I kind of just picked up materials and built a house, and then moved, and lived, and then I was in the final, like, 10 every time. If I really, like, sat down and said, alright, I'm gonna do this and just, like, hide. It doesn't really take that much to get to the end in the game. And if you land somewhere and you're like, alright, I'm gonna get this good item, somebody gets it before you, and then you have nothing, then you die. It doesn't work as an esport. Fortnite will never work as an esport. Fortnite's a bad game for gaming and gaming culture. That's the end of the story. See you guys tomorrow for my Super Bowl predictions.